It's a tough time for us Boston Celtics fans. Our star player, Jayson Tatum, ruptured his Achilles in the playoffs, essentially ending this season and most likely next season as well. And this is the start of an alarming trend that we're seeing in the NBA and a lot of pro sports where star players are getting injured younger and younger and younger. Jayson Tatum, he has been one of the most durable players in the entire NBA, and he's only 27 years old. Achilles tears are typically injuries reserved for people when they're in their, let's say, mid to late 30s. That's when we would see these amongst NBA players. But Tatum is just another example of a larger trend. So I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts recently, The Right Time with Bomani Jones, and he had a guest named Tom Haberstra on there, who's an NBA expert, and rattled off some facts that I thought were pretty interesting and pretty alarming as well, and I have them here. So, since Tatum entered the league in 2007, he has played more minutes in more games than anyone else. And he's one of 6 Achilles tears that happened in the NBA this season. Here's a list. It is Damian Lillard. He is of the typical age you would expect of an NBA player having this injury in his mid to towards late 30s. We had James Wiseman. He's 24. DeJounte Murray, 28. Tatum, he's 27. Drew Smith, 27. Isaiah Jackson, he is 23. So 5 of these 6 are in their 20s, and that is not normal. And let's look at the bigger picture. It's not just Achilles injuries. In this year's playoffs, there were 6 NBA All-Stars that missed time due to an injury, missed games due to an injury. If we look at it from 1995 to 1999, again, this is Tom Haberstra's facts here, we only had 4 NBA All-Stars that missed playoff games. So we had 6 this year prior to the conference finals even happened. So that is through the first 2 out of 4 rounds in the playoffs, 6 All-Stars missed time. And from 1995 to 99, only 4 in total. So as we can see, a large trend's emerging where injuries are increasing drastically. And since 2008, the injury rate amongst star players in the NBA have increased 5 times. And a lot of this begins down in youth sports. So if we think about in basketball, the AAU circuit, where these players are playing year-round in a given weekend, they may have 3 to 5 games on a day or a weekend. And it's interesting because I was talking to some of my friends who work in the medical part of the NBA, and they're saying that at the NBA Combine, where they evaluate and look at all the potential prospects coming out of college or internationally that they may draft, they're typically around 18 years old. They're saying that on their medicals, they are broken down almost like they're veterans, like they're 10 years older than they actually are. And a lot of this can be attributed to that year-round playing, lack of an off season, and that early sports specialization where their bodies don't actually get a break from the sport that they play. So they're just beating up the same joints in the same way over and over and over again without maybe playing a different sport that can present maybe some forces or stresses in a different way. So again, we're not just creating excessive wear and tear in the same places in the same way over and over and over again. And I know a lot of us, myself included, can get a little spoiled by some athletes who may be the exception, that are kind of like aliens, like LeBron James, who's stayed relatively healthy and played amazing well into his 40s. But again, that's the exception, not the rule. So if you are a youth athlete or the parent of a youth athlete out there, this is something really to be mindful of, is how can we be able to monitor and hopefully adjust as best we can how much we're able to play year round. Are we able to maybe manage the load a little bit by taking a weekend off where maybe it's not absolutely essential, or perhaps incorporating a bit of an off season throughout the course of a year, maybe even stick with an extra sport as long as we can. And if you're going to specialize, at least wait until you're in high school to do it, because before that probably isn't helpful anyways. So, if you're an athlete hoping to play in college or beyond one day, or you're the parent of one of these athletes, we would love to be able to help provide some guidance as to how you can stay injury free and healthy well into the future. Some of that could even involve some of the services that we provide. So, if you're looking for any help like that, contact us. We would love to be able to help you.